Woo-wee. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. I just finished a workout. I'm in downtown. I was here last night. Y'all seen on the video that I posted last night, a little 3-minute raw talk like Sugar Man said. Shout out to Sugar Man. But yeah, I'm back out here. I should have recorded my workout, but I know when I do my workout videos, a lot of y'all don't even pay attention. I know there's a few of y'all that do like the workout videos, and I haven't done it in a while. So maybe the next time I'm out here, I'll give y'all some little footage of what I be doing. And I do a little bit of everything, but you know, today, as y'all seen on the title, it's about to get raw and uncut, and y'all about to get the real Frank, the real deal Holyfield. You know, a lot of people don't know about this side of my story because I've never put it out there when I started this channel. I mean, I'm sure a lot of y'all know that I've been to prison. I'm sure you could tell by my appearance and how I look. I'm all tatted up and stuff, but you know, I never spoke about it. And at one time, I ain't gonna lie, I thought about making a prison channel because, you know, I went to prison, spent over 10 years in prison in one of the hardest prisons in Texas at the time. You know, I went to all maximum units. Well, I didn't start off on maximum prisons, but I ended up at a couple, not one or two, but a couple maximum security units because of my behavior. So y'all get ready because it's about to get raw. You know, a lot of people try to glorify when they go to prison. They come out and try to, you know, like it's cool to be in prison. Like I said, I never wanted to talk about it, you know, but a lot of people are interested in it. That's why I asked y'all last night, leave some comments below if y'all want to hear about my story, because like I said, going to prison made me who I am today as a man and as a whole person. It made me change my whole outlook on life, made me change the way I think. You know, it changed a lot of things about me. It changed the way I think about my health. Hold on, let this train go by. Yeah, like I was saying, it made me change a lot of things about myself. It made me focus on me and just lock in on myself and not want to give up because, you know, I could have gave up a long time ago on life, especially being in prison and going through all the shit that I had to see and go through, and my family members, you know, things happening to them out here, things I could have controlled, you know, losing my daughter. I'll talk to y'all about that some other time. You know, today's not the time for this, but, you know, I went through a lot in prison, and through it all, you know, I held it down. I stood my ground. And one thing I told my mom, that I was gonna come home no matter what, and that's what I did. But yeah, like I said, you know, I guess I'll go back right before I went to prison. So before I went to prison, you know, I've been in the streets since I was 13 years old. Went to juvenile 4 or 5 times. By the time I was 16, I was already in juvenile for like a year. So, you know, I started off early. So I already kind of had a feeling I was gonna end up in prison because of the way I was going and the luck that I had. I was just always getting caught up. So eventually, a couple years later, when I was 20 at the time, me and my friend decided to do an aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon, loaded. And you know, things went sour. I'm just gonna put it like that. Things went sour. My friend ended up dying on accident during the robbery, which it was me and him together, and I got charged with his murder. So I ended up catching a murder charge at 20 years old. I didn't get caught for the charge right away. I mean, they knew who I was, but they didn't catch me, which was a good thing. They didn't catch me right away. I ended up going to Mexico on the run for a year, fighting my case. And after a year, I decided that, you know what, I couldn't live like this no more. And I decided, I worked out a deal and I turned myself in at 20. I was still 20. And I decided it was best for me to just turn myself in and do 8 years flat. Well, I didn't know I was gonna do 8 years at the time. I just knew I was signing up for an 8-year sentence, which I don't know if a lot of people could have done that decision, made that decision, especially me having 3 kids at the time, all babies, and, you know, being in Mexico. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it was messed up for me at that time. You know, I never forget because I went through a lot and I suffered. I suffered mentally, physically, financially, especially financially. I didn't have anything. Like, I was literally broke. From the time I caught that charge, the whole time in Mexico, I was on the run in Mexico for almost a solid year. I was broke the whole time. I would do what I had to do when I was in Mexico on the streets, trying to hit little licks here and there, risking it over there too. I mean, you know, I could have got caught out there. Thank God I didn't. But, you know, I was doing things out there. The only thing that was holding me down was my mom that was sending me money. Shout out to my mom. I love you, Mom. But yeah, she never gave up on me. She would send me money here and there. But, you know, it ain't the same. You feel like you putting pressure on your people. And my kids that were out here, I couldn't send them no money. I couldn't be there to support them. So it was hard being in Mexico at that time, you know. I was young, and I didn't know how to cope with all this, so I would just do a lot of drugs and run around in the streets of Mexico. You know, I even got stabbed out there. I talked about that on a video. I got stabbed out there one time, bad too. But yeah, like I said, I decided it was better just to come back and turn myself in on that aggravated robbery with that murder case that I had pending on me because my homeboy ended up dying during the process of the robbery. But so I worked the deal out with the DA out here in Dallas, Texas, and I ended up getting an 8-year sentence, which I think was good because at the time I was 20. So I was like, well, my lawyer was like, if you turn yourself in now, you can get out in 3-4 years. You'll still be young. You'll be 25 years old, 26. And I was like, you know what? It's not a bad idea, but man, I don't know what prison's like. All I know about prisons, what I've seen in the movies, blood in, blood out. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So I'm like, man, you know, and I made the decision, go on and do it, turn myself in. So I ended up doing the 8 years. I came, turned myself in. I signed for 8-year sentence. Remember, at this time, another 6 months that went by because I got out on bond. Still broke. I ain't got a dollar to my name. You know, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm still broke. I ended up going to prison. I signed for the 8 years. I turned myself in right before I turned 21. So I did go to prison at a young age. I wasn't even 21 yet when I hit the system. So this was back in 2000, right before 9/11 hit. So I don't know if any of y'all remember that. Y'all might be too young, or I don't know my audience, how old my audience is. But yeah, I went to prison in 2001, right before 9/11. And let me tell y'all, Texas prisons, at least where I was at the time, ain't no joke. I'm not lying, y'all. And I got a lot of friends that'll vouch for this and speak. Maybe I could get some later on this channel they'll speak up on this. But hey, let me tell y'all, Texas prison ain't no joke, y'all. I was there. I lived it. Like I said, I never really wanted to speak on it, but hey, those are chapters that I went through in my life, so why not? And you know, it's something y'all didn't know, and it's good information. Because hey, if I can survive something like that, and I always feel like I was at the bottom of the barrel, I feel y'all can survive anything I hear that y'all go through. You know, any situations. But yeah, I ended up going to prison at a young age, and yeah, I went to prison right away, right off the gate. I went in with the mentality that I was finna join one of the biggest Texas prison gangs, which is Tango Blast. And they represent Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth, and Austin. Those are the main 4 cities. So my homeboy told me right before I went to prison, if you're gonna join any gang, go with them, you know, go with the hometown, go with the city. So, you know, I took the advice, and that's what I did. So like right off the top, I was already in there like, what I gotta do? What we doing? What we up? How's this work? You know, I wanted to know because I needed to know what not to do, what to do, so I wouldn't get myself in trouble. But yeah, that ain't last too long. I want to say like my 2nd year in, I got transferred to a main prison, and some stuff popped off one time in there with my homeboys. You know, I was already gangbanging at the time. I was a Tango Blast. So we got into it with my friends. My friends ended up getting the best of the dude, and it was a Crip dude. I remember it was a Crip out of Webb Chapel from Dallas too. And my friend ended up getting the best of him. He beat him up, and he didn't like it because he was a big ass dude. He made him look bad. So long story short, we ended up getting in a racial riot, you know, and shit, we all got jammed up. Everybody that was in that day room, whether you got in or you didn't, if you were in that day room, and if y'all ever catch this channel or ever see this, y'all know it went down. We got gassed, motherfuckers got beat up, stomped on, stabbed, everything. That was my first time ever going through something like that. And I'm barely fresh in. I'm like a year and a half in. So yeah, we all got in trouble. We got locked down. They shipped me. They're like, oh yeah, y'all want to be troublemakers? We got somewhere to send y'all. They sent me to a maximum prison, Telford unit in New Boston, Texas. If any of y'all know, man, that unit don't play. So when I got there, everybody was like, man, you better get ready, Frankie, man. Over there where you going, them boys don't play no games, man. I said, you a good dude, but you gotta watch your back over there, man. Because over there you got lifers and 50-year sentences, 75 years. You ain't got but 8 years. So man, just watch what you do, watch yourself. So, you know, a lot of friends were telling me, man, that everybody knew about that unit. But I was happy that I was going there because I had a friend that had a 20-year sentence. That was my friend that got locked up. Had already been gone like 7 years on that 20-year sentence. So I ain't seen him in like 8 years since he got locked up when he was a teenager. And I knew he was there because I would write him. So, and shout out to my homie, man, Marcos Castro, Little Mac, RIP, man. That's one of my best friends. He ended up doing 13 years on a 20-year sentence. Came home, changed his life around, started a construction company, and just took off. But unfortunately, man, something happened to him one night. You know, I don't really know the details. He was drinking, he blacked out, and, you know, he never woke up. That's all I know, man. But, you know, that dude taught me going to prison and being able to run into him one more time And that's when I was one of my best friends, and being able to have a best friend in prison, and not knowing that he was somebody in prison. I'm gonna put it like that. He had the keys to the city, if you know what I mean. So yeah, like I said, I ended up going to the maximum prison where he was at, and I was glad. I like, man, I don't care what this prison's like, as long as my homeboy's here, I know we're gonna be good, because he's been doing time, and I already had been hearing about him before I even got there. Like, this dude's known in prison, so he came and seen me. We talked, and like I said, I'm still broke at the time. My mom's the only one sending me money at this time, and so I was like, my friend, like, you blasting? I said, yeah, I'm blasting. You know, I got it right here, D-Town, baby. I said, hell yeah, I'm blasting. And we were like, man, well, look, man, this is how it is here. This is how we do things. And he was telling me, man, he said he's in there hustling. He goes, I didn't know nothing about the hustle in prison. That's, making money. All I wanted to know was how to gangbang, how to fuck motherfuckers up, what I need to do, who I got to beat up. I ain't gonna lie, I never carried no knife on me. I didn't have that much time to carry a knife. And I didn't ever feel like my life was gonna be in danger to that point where I gotta pick up a knife. Unless it did, then I knew where to go to if I needed one, but I just never carried it. I had friends that carried them. They were all around me. They all had knives, but I just never carried it. But my homeboy told me, like, man, you wanna get on this money train? I was like, hell yeah, what I gotta do? He said, first of all, you gotta get your own money in, cash money. I was like, man, how I'm gonna do that? He said, shit, when you get a visit, talk to your mom. She'll sneak you $100 in. I'll get you from there. I got all the connections in here. I said, that 100, you start off with 100. If you don't smoke up your product, you'll make it 300. I said, all right, let me talk to my mom. Well, so I was happy. I was ready to talk to my mom, because I thought my mom was going to do it for me, so she wouldn't have to send me any more money. But yeah, I told her about that idea. She didn't like it. She wasn't down with this at all. She's like, no, Miko, I don't want you getting involved in this. No, I'm not bringing no money. And I didn't get no money. That visit, the next visit, or for the next 6 months, she said no. And I was like, man, I got to figure out a way to get $100 in this place. Finally, like 9 months later, I figured out a way how to do it. Can't tell y'all how, but I figured out a way to get $100. And that's how it all started. That $100 made me 300. 300 made me 900, and I just went from there. And the main things I sold, and I'm sure y'all gonna ask me, what were you selling in prison? Man, I was selling everything. I was hustling tobacco. I was ironing clothes, illegal things. I was selling commissary. Like, I'll load up on my commissary. You wanted to buy something, I'll taxi on it. There's so many hustles. I used to make alcohol, hooch. I was a real deal on that hooch. But yeah, there's a lot of hustles that I knew, that I learned how to do, and that's how I survived. But my main thing, I wanted to touch some cash money. So eventually I ended up having $1,000 to my name. And it just blew my mind. I was like, wow, I actually got $1,000. It's been a long time since I've had $1,000. Like I said, at this point, I had been broke for like 2 years. Past over 2 years, I had been broke. And it felt good to have $1,000 to my name. And I was like, you know what, I gotta learn how to strategize where I'm at, and how to figure out, because I'm a part of a big gang, so I got a lot of people riding behind me. And like I said, my friend has the keys to the city. He knows everybody. He knows all the connections. He's been doing this for a long time, and he gave me the game. So I'm like, man, I got to take advantage of this. So I started taking big risks, and before he knew it, I had $5,000, and it was crazy. I started gambling too, but yeah, I had never had that kind of money. And once I touched $5,000, I said, and I had already learned how to manage my money by then, because I didn't know how to manage money at this point. I never had that kind of money. Never had $5,000. So I had to learn how to be disciplined with myself. This is where it takes discipline. Even in this situation, I had to learn how to be disciplined, so I didn't spend my money. And I know y'all gonna be like, how are you gonna spend money in prison? Oh, trust me, there's a lot of ways, but I'll have to say that on another video. But yeah, I had to learn how to stay disciplined, learn how to manage the money and rotate it and not spend it. And I told myself, if I can come home with $10,000, man, I'll have a good start. So when I come home, most people, most people come home, they don't have anything. But yeah, I had a good support system, in prison and outside of prison, as far as my family. But I was on a different path that they didn't know about. And eventually my mom started realizing that something wasn't right, because I was getting a lot of money orders sent to my mom's house for $400, $500, $600, $200. Like, they were just coming in, boom, 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 boom. And she started getting scared. She went to come see me right away. She's like, man, what are you doing, son? What's all this money coming from? Oh, mama, I just be loaning out money. And I was coming up with things to say to her. And my mom ain't dumb. She knew that wasn't what I was doing. She's like, look, you need to stop doing this. I don't want you to get in trouble. You're gonna get hurt. I'm like, no, mom, I'm all right. Everything's cool. I said, I want my homeboy Castro. We good. She's like, no, you need to stop. At this point, I was too deep in. I couldn't get out the game. I was too deep in it. I had a lot of people involved, different gangs. That was one thing about me, that I was probably one of the few that was able to make business moves with not only my gang, but a bunch of outside gang members, you know. And not a lot of people get to do that. It's crazy because a lot of shit can go wrong when you're dealing with that kind of money. But, you know, I was a good dude. I kept my word. I kept it solid. Kept good business. Never did no scams. Never fucked over nobody. So it helped me in the long run. But, yeah, my mom was like, look, you need to stop. But like I said, if I could just touch 10 grand, that'll change my life. I feel like it would change my life. And eventually, like 2 years later, I touched 10 grand. And I was like, whoa. I said, I'm looking at I still got like 3.5 years to go. Because at this time, I knew I wasn't coming home. They said I'm doing my whole 8-year sentence. So I was like, okay. I said, it's grind time. And I just kept pushing. I can't tell you how much money I came home to. I don't want to discuss that, you know. Just know I came home okay. I was good. And, you know, I went through a lot in prison, though, trying to make the money. I took a lot of risk. And I can give you more details on this channel later. Like, it had to be another chapter, maybe a part 2. This might be like a part 1, part 2, part 3 type deal. I don't know. I want to see if y'all even interested in this kind of stuff first on this video. If y'all like if y'all want to know more about this and what I went through, hit a comment below. I need some thumbs up. I need at least 50 thumbs up. Leave some comments. Say anything. Say I want to hear about your prison story, because I know a lot of stuff, man. Trust me. And there's a lot of things that I learned in there and that help me apply out in these streets. So, you know, hopefully y'all like to hear about this, because I got a lot to say. I got a lot of friends that don't came home that are out here that I can maybe put on camera if they're willing to do it. You know, a lot of people don't like to get on camera. I didn't either at first, but now I'm like kind of used to it. But yeah, but y'all want to hear about this, let me know. I'm gonna go full in details, world prison, how it went down, what rules we had, what we couldn't do. You know, I'm gonna go into detail about it. Right now, I just want to give y'all a little idea of what Frankie Band's back history been like. And I know, before I get off here, before I close this video, because I got a comment already saying, before you get on here talking that prison stuff about yourself, you better make sure you better watch your background. Let me tell y'all something. If you're watching, one thing about Frank, I'm not one of them dudes, them other dudes on YouTube that got exposed. Y'all know who you are. I ain't got to worry about none of that. I'm sure one of y'all is gonna investigate anyway, and somebody's gonna want to know what I went to prison for. And I've been to prison 3 times, 2 times in state jail. So the first time, y'all already know my case, and I'm gonna let y'all know I don't got one of them cases. I didn't mess with kids, and I didn't mess with women. That's just not me. So everything else under that, you're okay if you go to prison under any other case. But I don't have them cases on my file. I don't have nothing to hide. Like I said, I got paperwork from prison that I kept that I didn't try to keep it. I just ended up bringing it home, where it shows the kind of things I was involved in. So, you know, I'm not here just talking to talk. I've seen a lot of things. I've done a lot of things. Met a lot of people. And here I am. I'm still alive today. Praise the Lord. You know, it's Friday. I'm free. I got me a good workout in. About to go eat good. And yeah, man, I'm enjoying life now. But I just feel like I should speak on this, because a lot of people don't know this part about my life. Like I said, this is why I am the person that I am today, because of what I went through. But yeah, if y'all like these kind of videos, leave a comment below, and next part 2 is gonna be even better. So, you know, I gotta go. Gotta get back on the grind. Big skyscrapers, downtown Dallas. Oh, shout out to Texas Rangers. We in the World Series. Haters, hey man, don't hate on the Rangers, man. We're going to the top. Dallas finna go down. But I'll catch y'all later. Y'all enjoy y'all's Friday. I'm out. Peace.